Once you turn 70, these 7 mobility changes start faster than you realize. Don't ignore them. If you're over 70 and you've noticed you're shuffling your feet more than you used to, taking smaller steps, or gripping the railing tighter when you go upstairs, your body is sending you warning signals that shouldn't be ignored. What might feel like minor inconveniences right now can snowball into serious mobility loss faster than most people realize. Here's the truth that doctors don't always emphasize. After age 70, mobility changes accelerate dramatically. You could lose up to 8% of your muscle mass each decade, and your walking speed can drop by 20% compared to just a few years ago. But here's the good news. Catching these signs early and taking action now can make all the difference between staying independent and losing the freedom to do the things you love. Today, we're breaking down the 7 mobility changes that happen after 70, and more importantly, what you can do about them right now. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover exactly what's happening to your body after 70, and the specific steps you can take to maintain your independence and quality of life. We'll cover the 7 mobility changes that medical research shows accelerate after age 70. Changes that affect your walking, balance, strength, and daily activities. You'll learn the exact warning signs to watch for in your walking pattern, 3 simple at-home tests you can do right now to check your balance and gait, and doctor-approved exercises proven to reverse these changes before they become permanent. I'll show you why your walking speed matters more than you think. It's actually one of the strongest predictors of longevity, just as important as chronic diseases. We'll talk about muscle loss, joint stiffness, balance decline, and the subtle postural shifts that increase your fall risk. But most importantly, you will get practical, actionable solutions for each change. Simple exercises you can do at home with no special equipment needed. Stick around until the end, because the final tip is the one factor doctors say predicts how long you'll live independently, and it's something you have complete control over starting today. Before we dive in, do me a favor. If you're committed to staying active and independent as you age, hit that like button so I know you're here, and drop a comment telling me which mobility concern worries you most. Your engagement helps us create more content that truly serves you. Now, let's get into it. 1. Your walking speed slows down. The first change that happens after 70 is one you might have already noticed. Your walking speed slows down significantly. Research shows that walking speed remains relatively stable until around age 70. Then it drops off more dramatically than at any other life stage. You might find yourself walking 10 to 20% slower than you did just a few years ago. And this isn't just about taking your time or being more careful. Walking speed decline is directly linked to muscle loss, particularly in your calf muscles, which are responsible for propelling your body forward with each step. After age 70, your calves lose strength faster than almost any other muscle group, which means you can't push off the ground with the same force you used to. This results in slower, more effortful walking. Here's why this matters more than you might think. Medical studies have identified walking speed as one of the most powerful predictors of overall health and longevity in older adults. In fact, your walking speed is as significant as the number of chronic diseases you have, or how many times you've been hospitalized. Doctors sometimes call it the 6th vital sign, because it tells them so much about your functional health. A normal walking speed for healthy older adults is about 3 feet per second, but if you've slowed to 2 feet per second or less, it's a red flag that your mobility and independence could be at risk. The good news is you can measure your walking speed at home with a simple test. Mark out a distance of 13 feet in a hallway or clear space. Start walking at your normal pace and time how long it takes you to cover that distance. If it takes you more than 6 seconds, that's a sign you should be working on strengthening exercises, particularly for your lower legs. Simple exercises like calf raises can make a dramatic difference. Stand near a counter or sturdy chair for balance, rise up onto your toes, hold for 2 seconds, then lower back down. Start with 10 repetitions twice a day. You can also try heel walks. Walk across your living room on your heels with your toes lifted. This strengthens the front of your lower legs and improves your ability to lift your feet properly while walking. Another powerful strategy is simply walking more often. Even short walks of 10 to 15 minutes several times a day can help maintain and even improve your walking speed over time. Consistency is more important than intensity at this stage of life. Have you noticed your walking speed changing? Drop a comment and tell us when you first realized you were slowing down. 2. Your steps get shorter. Without you. Noticing the second mobility change after 70 is subtle but significant. Your steps get shorter and you might not even realize it's happening. Step length naturally decreases as you age due to weakness in your calf muscles, the same muscles responsible for walking speed. Your calves are the primary muscles that propel your body forward with each step, and when they weaken, you compensate by taking shorter, quicker steps instead of the longer, more powerful strides you used to take. Research shows that older adults rely more on their hip muscles to move forward because their calf strength has diminished. While this compensation helps you keep moving, it's less efficient and more tiring, which is why you might feel more fatigued after walking even short distances. Shorter steps also affect your balance because you spend more time transitioning between steps, creating more opportunities to stumble or lose your footing. Here's a simple way to check your step length at home. Walk naturally across a room and have someone observe whether your steps are even and how much ground you're covering with each one. You can also do the heel-to-toe test. Try placing one foot directly in front of the other so your heel touches your toes with each step, like you're walking on a tightrope. If this feels extremely difficult or unnatural, it's a sign your step length has decreased significantly. The good news is you can work on rebuilding calf strength and improving your stride. Calf raises are one of the best exercises. Stand with your feet hip-width apart near a counter for support. Slowly rise up onto your toes as high as you can. Hold for 3 seconds, then lower back down slowly. Aim for 2 sets of 10 repetitions daily. Another excellent exercise is the wall push-off. Stand arm's length from a wall, place your palms flat against it, then push off and rise onto your toes as if you're trying to push the wall away. This builds explosive calf strength. You can also practice step-length exercises by placing tape markers on the floor about 2 feet apart and practicing stepping from one marker to the next, focusing on taking longer, more deliberate steps. This retrains your brain and muscles to use a fuller stride. Walking on different surfaces like grass, sand, or gentle inclines also challenges your muscles in new ways and can help restore strength and step length. Remember, it's not about walking faster or pushing yourself too hard. It's about maintaining the quality of your movement patterns so you can stay active and independent. The key is consistency. Doing these exercises regularly, even just 5 minutes a day, will yield results within a few weeks. Have you caught yourself taking shorter steps, or has someone mentioned it to you? Let us know in the comments. 3. Your stance gets wider for stability. The third change you'll notice after 70 is that your stance naturally gets wider when you walk or stand. Instead of keeping your feet relatively close together, you start placing them further apart to create a broader base of support. This is your body's automatic response to feeling less stable. Widening your stance helps you maintain balance because it's harder to tip over when your feet are spread out. Research shows that older adults also spend more time with both feet on the ground during walking, a pattern called double support time, which increases as balance declines. While this adaptation seems helpful at first, it can actually signal deeper balance problems and, ironically, may increase your fall risk over time if the underlying issues aren't addressed. A wider stance changes your walking mechanics, making your gait less efficient and putting more strain on your hips and knees. It also means you're subconsciously aware that your balance isn't what it used to be, which can lead to fear of falling, and that fear often causes people to move even more cautiously, creating a vicious cycle of declining mobility. Here's how to check if your stance has widened. Stand naturally in front of a mirror and look at the distance between your feet. They should be roughly hip-width apart. If they're significantly wider than your hips, or if you feel unstable when you try to bring them closer together, your body is compensating for balance loss. You can also observe your walking. If you notice your feet landing wide apart with each step, or if you waddle slightly from side to side, that's another sign. The solution is to work on exercises that rebuild your core strength and balance control so you don't need that wider stance for stability. The standing march is an excellent starting exercise. Stand near a counter or wall for support, then slowly lift one knee up toward your chest, hold for 2 seconds, lower it, and repeat with the other leg. This strengthens your hip flexors and improves single leg stability. Another great exercise is the weight shift. Stand with your feet hip-width apart and slowly shift your weight to your right foot, lifting your left foot slightly off the ground for 5 seconds, then switch sides. This teaches your body to balance on each leg independently. Side leg raises are also powerful. Stand next to a counter, lift your outside leg out to the side about 6 inches, hold for 2 seconds, then lower. Do 10 repetitions on each side. These exercises strengthen the muscles around your hips and core that keep you stable and upright. You should also practice narrowing your stance gradually during daily activities. When you're standing at the counter or waiting in line, consciously bring your feet closer together. Over time, this retrains your nervous system to trust a narrower base of support. Do you find yourself standing with your feet wider apart than you used to? Share your experience in the comments below. 4. Your posture hunches forward. The fourth mobility change after 70 is the forward hunch in your posture, and it's more dangerous than most people realize. You might notice your head jutting forward, your shoulders rounding, or your upper back curving more than it used to. This postural shift is incredibly common. It happens gradually due to weakening muscles in your upper back and neck, combined with tight chest muscles from years of sitting, reading, or looking down. Forward head posture is particularly problematic because it shifts your center of gravity forward, making you more likely to lose your balance and fall. For every inch your head moves forward from its ideal position directly over your shoulders, it adds about 10 pounds of extra strain on your neck and upper back muscles. This not only causes pain and stiffness, but also affects your breathing, reduces your lung capacity, and makes every movement more tiring. Medical research shows that bent or hunched posture is a major predictor of falls in older adults because it changes how your body responds to balance challenges. When you're hunched forward, you can't react as quickly to a stumble, and you're already positioned in a way that makes tipping forward more likely. Here's an easy way to check your posture. Stand with your back against a wall, with your heels about 2 inches from the baseboard. Your buttocks and shoulder blades should touch the wall, and there should be a small gap behind your lower back and neck. If you can't get your head to touch the wall without tilting it back, or if it feels extremely uncomfortable to stand this way, your posture has shifted significantly. Another test is to have someone take a side view photo of you standing naturally. If your ear is forward of your shoulder instead of directly above it, you have forward head posture. The good news is posture can be improved at any age with the right exercises. Gentle shoulder rolls are an excellent starting point. Roll your shoulders backward in large circles 10 times, focusing on squeezing your shoulder blades together at the back of each circle. This opens your chest and strengthens your upper back. The wall angel exercise is also powerful. Stand with your back against a wall, raise your arms to shoulder height with your elbows bent at 90 degrees. Then slowly slide your arms up and down the wall like you're making a snow angel. This stretches tight chest muscles and strengthens the muscles that pull your shoulders back. Chin tucks are essential for forward head posture. Sit or stand tall, then gently tuck your chin straight back as if you're making a double chin. Hold for 5 seconds and release. Do this 10 times throughout the day. The cat-cow stretch from yoga is also excellent. Get on your hands and knees, slowly arch your back while lifting your head, cow pose. Then round your spine while tucking your chin, cat pose. This mobilizes your entire spine and counteracts the hunching pattern. Finally, be mindful of your daily habits. Adjust your computer screen to eye level, hold your phone up instead of looking down at it, and practice sitting and standing tall with your shoulders back. These small changes add up. Have you noticed your posture changing? Tell us in the comments what you're going to try first. The 5th mobility change after 70 is the loss of push-off power, the force you generate when your foot leaves the ground with each step. This is directly connected to the calf and ankle strength we've been discussing, but it's such a critical component of walking that it deserves its own focus. Push-off power is what propels you forward smoothly and efficiently. When it weakens, walking becomes more laboured, you move more slowly, and you burn more energy to cover the same distance. Medical studies show that older adults generate significantly less force during the push-off phase of walking compared to younger people, which changes the entire biomechanics of their gait. Without strong push-off, you end up shuffling your feet, taking shorter steps, and relying too heavily on your hip muscles to pull you forward instead of your calves pushing you forward. This not only makes walking more tiring, but also increases your risk of tripping because your feet don't lift as high off the ground. Weak push-off also affects your ability to navigate stairs, step over obstacles, and recover your balance if you start to stumble. Think of it this way. Your calf muscles and Achilles tendon work like a spring, storing and releasing energy with each step. After 70, that spring loses its tension, so you don't get that natural rebound that makes walking feel effortless. Here's how to test your push-off power. Try standing on one foot and rising up onto your toes 5 times without holding on to anything. If you can't do this, or if you feel very unsteady, your push-off strength has declined significantly. You can also pay attention to how you walk. if you hear your feet shuffling or scraping the ground, or if you have trouble stepping up onto a curb without using your hands, these are signs of weak push-off. The solution is targeted exercises that rebuild ankle and calf strength and power. Calf raises are essential, but do them with a focus on the downward motion. Rise up on your toes, then lower down very slowly over 3 to 5 seconds. This eccentric training is especially effective for building strength in older adults. Another excellent exercise is toe taps. Sit in a chair and rapidly tap your toes up and down as fast as you can for 20 seconds, rest and repeat 3 times. This builds the fast twitch muscle fibers needed for powerful push-off. Ankle circles are also important for mobility. Sit down and lift one foot off the ground. Then rotate your ankle in large circles, 10 times in each direction. This keeps your ankle joint flexible so it can move through its full range of motion during walking. You can also practice push-off strength safely using a chair. Stand behind a sturdy chair and hold the back for support. Then practice pushing up onto your toes explosively as if you're trying to jump, but keep your feet on the ground. This builds the neural pathways for generating quick, powerful force. Finally, practice step-ups. Use a low step or sturdy platform about 4 to 6 inches high. Step up with one foot, push through that foot to lift your body up, then step down. This mimics the push-off motion you use in walking and stair climbing. Start with just a few repetitions and build up over time. Have you felt like your legs don't spring forward like they used to? You're not alone. Share your experience in the comments. 6. Joint stiffness and reduced range of motion. The 6th mobility change after 70 is joint stiffness and reduced range of motion, which affects nearly every movement you make. You might notice this most in the morning when you first get out of bed. Your knees feel tight, your hips are stiff, and it takes several minutes of moving around before you start to feel loose. This happens because the connective tissues in your joints, cartilage, ligaments and tendons, change with age, losing water content and becoming less elastic. Research shows that about 35% of people aged 70 and older experience mobility limitations due to joint problems. Your joints don't glide as smoothly as they used to, and you can't bend, straighten, or rotate them through as wide a range as you could even a few years ago. Reduced range of motion affects your walking stride, makes it harder to reach overhead or bend down, and increases your risk of injury because your joints can't adapt to sudden movements or awkward positions. Stiff joints also lead to compensatory movement patterns. For example, if your hips don't extend fully, you'll arch your lower back more when walking, which can lead to back pain. It's important to understand the difference between normal age-related joint stiffness and arthritis. Normal stiffness improves with movement and isn't usually accompanied by significant swelling or severe pain. Arthritis, on the other hand, causes persistent pain, visible swelling, warmth in the joints, and stiffness that doesn't fully go away even after you've been moving for a while. If you're experiencing these symptoms, it's important to see a doctor for proper diagnosis and treatment. For normal age-related stiffness, movement is truly the best medicine. Here's a simple test for joint range of motion. Try to reach your arms straight overhead. Can you get them fully vertical without arching your back? Try to squat down or sit on your heels. How far can you go comfortably? Try to rotate your shoulders, hips and ankles through their full range. If these movements feel restricted or uncomfortable, you need to work on flexibility. The solution is a daily flexibility routine that takes your joints through their full range of motion. Chair-based stretches are perfect for this. Sit tall in a sturdy chair and do knee-to-chest stretches. Hold under one knee and gently pull it towards your chest. Hold for 20 seconds, then switch legs. This stretches your hips and lower back. For hamstring stretches, sit on the edge of your chair, extend one leg straight out with your heel on the floor, then lean forward gently from your hips until you feel a stretch in the back of your thigh. Hold for 20 seconds on each side. Spinal twists are excellent for your back and core. Sit tall, place your right hand on your left knee, and gently twist your upper body to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Hold for 20 seconds, then switch sides. For your shoulders, do arm circles. Extend your arms out to the sides and make small circles, gradually getting bigger for 30 seconds forward and 30 seconds backward. Ankle and wrist mobility is also important. Rotate your wrists and ankles in circles throughout the day. The key to flexibility is doing these stretches daily, ideally in the morning after you've moved around a bit and your muscles are warm. Never stretch to the point of pain. You should feel a gentle pull, not sharp discomfort. Over time, consistent stretching can restore much of your lost range of motion and reduce that morning stiffness significantly. What's your stiffest joint? Tell us in the comments. The seventh and perhaps most dangerous mobility change after 70 is the decline in balance and coordination. This isn't just about feeling unsteady on your feet. It's a complex change involving your sensory systems, nervous system, and muscle response times. After age 70, several systems that control balance begin to deteriorate. Your proprioception, your body's sense of where it is in space, declines. Your vision may not be as sharp. Your inner ear balance organs become less sensitive, and your muscles react more slowly to balance challenges. Research shows that impaired proprioception is one of the biggest contributors to falls in older adults because you literally can't sense the position of your limbs and body accurately anymore. This means your brain is working with incomplete or delayed information when it tries to keep you upright. Your reaction time also slows. When you start to lose your balance, it takes longer for your brain to recognize it and send signals to your muscles to correct it. By the time your body responds, you may already be falling. Medical studies have found that fear of falling can create a vicious cycle. You become afraid of falling, so you move less and more cautiously, which leads to further decline in balance and strength, making falls even more likely. About half of older adults who fall develop a fear of falling that significantly restricts their activities. Here's a simple balance test you can do at home. Stand on one leg with your eyes open and see how long you can hold it. Healthy older adults should be able to hold this position for at least 10 seconds. If you can't, or if you feel extremely unsteady, your balance has declined significantly. You can also try the heel-to-toe walk. Walk in a straight line, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other foot, like walking a tightrope. If this feels very difficult or impossible, it's a sign your balance needs work. The great news is that balance can be improved at any age with regular practice. Balance exercises work by retraining your nervous system and strengthening the muscles that keep you stable. Start with safe, supported exercises. The single leg stand is fundamental. Stand next to a counter with your hand lightly touching it, lift one foot a few inches off the ground, and hold for 10 seconds. As you improve, reduce how much you're holding on, eventually just hovering your hand near the counter for safety. Do this 3 times on each leg daily. The heel-to-toe walk we mentioned is also a powerful exercise. Practice walking along a hallway with one foot directly in front of the other, using the wall for support if needed. Side leg raises improve hip strength, critical for balance. Stand next to a counter, lift your outside leg out to the side 6 to 12 inches, hold for 3 seconds, lower slowly. Do 10 repetitions on each side. Weight shifts teach your body to control its center of gravity. Stand with feet hip-width apart and slowly shift your weight to one foot, lifting the other just barely off the ground. Hold for 5 seconds, then shift to the other side. Tai Chi is one of the most effective balance interventions for older adults. Research shows it can reduce fall risk by about 23%. Consider joining a Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention class in your community. The slow, controlled movements improve balance, coordination, and confidence. Remember, with balance exercises, safety is paramount. Always practice near a wall or sturdy surface you can grab if needed. Never practice on slippery floors or in dim lighting. Consistency is key. Do balance exercises at least 3 times per week for 15 minutes. Have you noticed your balance isn't what it used to be? Tell us about it in the comments. Here's what you need to remember. These 7 mobility changes: slower walking speed, shorter steps, wider stance, hunched posture, weak push-off, joint stiffness and balance decline, don't have to be your destiny. Yes, they're common after age 70, but they're not inevitable or irreversible. The medical research is crystal clear. Significant mobility loss is not a normal part of aging if you take action. Every single one of these changes can be improved with the right exercises and daily habits. Your walking speed can increase with calf strengthening and regular walking. Your step length can be restored with targeted calf raises and stride practice. Your stance can narrow as your core and hip strength improves. Your posture can be corrected with shoulder, back and neck exercises. Your push-off power can be rebuilt with ankle exercises and eccentric calf training. Your joint stiffness can be reduced with daily stretching and range of motion work. And your balance can be dramatically improved with regular balance exercises and programs like Tai Chi. Studies show that older adults who engage in regular exercise, especially programs that include balance, strength, and flexibility, can reduce their fall risk by up to 28%. You can regain lost strength, rebuild muscle, and restore balance even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. The key is starting now and staying consistent. Just 15 to 20 minutes a day of targeted exercises can preserve your independence, keep you doing the activities you love, and add quality years to your life. Your mobility isn't just about moving. It's about living life on your terms, staying connected to loved ones, maintaining your independence, and enjoying every moment. Don't wait until these changes become severe. Take action today, and your future self will thank you. If this video opened your eyes to changes you've been ignoring or gave you hope that you can take control of your mobility, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button right now and share this video with a friend, family member, or anyone you know who's over 60. This information could literally change someone's life. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 7 mobility changes surprised you most, or which exercise you're going to start with today. I read every single comment, and your feedback helps me create more content that truly serves you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our practical tips for living your best life after 60.